Good day, everyone. This video will give you a discussion on logical fallacies that are commonly used by politicians in their political speeches and debates. But first, let me define what is logical fallacy. So, logical fallacy is an error in reasoning or an invalid argument that weakens the argument's validity. So now, let's dive into the different logical fallacies and their real-life examples. So the first commonly used fallacy is ad hominem. So as we all know, this is one of the most common fallacies that people use in their lives. They don't even realize that they're using it already. Because one of its example is, in our homes, whenever our mom is scolding us, our mothers usually states that wala kang kwentang anak. And even though it is not connected to the argument, the mother is already attacking the daughter, not the issue. So the second most commonly used fallacy is appeal to fear. So this is one of the commonly used fallacies in our daily lives, especially in our homes whenever our parents force us to go with them in the church because we cannot go with them due to a pile of schoolwork. They usually state that I will confiscate your gadgets or decrease your allowance if you're not going with us. So this usually gives fear to the children, forcing them to go with their parents. So the third one is the bandwagon fallacy. So this means that something is true or good simply because it was popular or widely accepted. So one of its real life example is whenever a person is listening to a popular song or artist simply because it was loved by many but without even considering his or her own musical taste. So the next one is appeal to authority. So this occurs when someone relies on the opinions of an authority figure to support a claim without providing evidences or valid reasoning. So one of its real life example is that whenever a favorite celebrity doctor said that a supplement will help weight loss, so it must be true. But still, it's questionable since the celebrity doctor doesn't provide any evidence or valid reasoning supporting the effect of a supplement in weight loss. So the next one is the hasty generalization fallacy. So this is a logical fallacy where someone draws a conclusion from a small and unrepresentative sample or a limited number of situations. For example, after a certain politicians got into corrupt practices, people tend to say that all politicians are corrupt. So this conclusion generalizes all politicians without having a strong evidence and just relying on one situation. So another one is the slippery slope fallacy. So it occurs when someone claims that a position or decision will lead to a series of unintended negative consequences. So one of its example is if we legalize marijuana, people will start using heroin and then we'll have a drug epidemic. So this assumes that a direct link between marijuana legalization and widespread heroin addiction without evidence to support the claim.
The other fallacy includes strawman, false dilemma, red herring, appeal to emotion, begging the question, and the last is to cook way. Strawman misrepresent an opponent argument by exaggerating or distorting it, make it easier to attack. It essentially attacks a strawman version of an argument instead of actual position. For example, a two lady arguing about their pets. One say cats are great pets because they are low maintenance, affectionate, and playful, while the other's one is not responding to the real argument instead. Instead, she attacking a distorted version saying that the person one is trying to say that she hates dogs, making it easier to refute. Next is false dilemma or false dichotomy. This fallacy presents only two options when in the reality there are more. It frames the situation as binary choose to force a decision and often leading to an unfair and inaccurate conclusion. For example, your mother finds out that you're not studying well and got low grades. Because of that, she make you choose between continuing your political science degree or dropping out of university. This ignores the possibility that there are other better person like starting a degree that you enjoy doing. So you will love studying too. Another one is red herring. It introduces a relevant topic or distraction to divert attention from the original issue. It sidetracks the conversation with address and arguments. Example: a child is asking her mother tonight of where she can go out with her friends, but the parent shifts to focus to past issue, saying, "What about all homeworks you did do last week?" Possibility avoids the real realization for saying no today. For the next fallacy, we have appeal to an emotion. This fallacy is also one of the many fallacies that we're encountering through our daily lives. For example, whenever we have a quiz in our subject, a student can really avoid cheating due to the fear of having low scores. Since they state, "Can I copy your answer in number 3? I don't want to fail grades." And it's been 2 day me since I'm working student. This target the emotion of seatmates, leaving them with no choice but to give the answer because of pity. Next one is the beginning the question fallacy. This one is actually hard to identify if you are not familiar with it. For example, an endorse states, "iPhone is the best phone in the society because there isn't company that makes better phone than iPhone." The endorse is actually assuming already claiming the statement is true and it's only backing up with a similar claim, not providing any valid evidence. Finally, for the last one is the two-cook way. This fallacy is actually also common for the friends, families, even if you don't know what the fallacy means. For example, when your father scolds for your drinks because it's bad for your health and your answer, "But you also drink too." That's all. Thank you.